Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 23 video. In today's episode, one of my commenters told me to rebuild the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but without Tom Brady. And recently, this morning, as I'm recording this, Leonard Fournette got released by the Buccaneers. I think it was a good move. I think he was a cap casualty. Wasn't crazy with the Buccaneers, but wasn't bad either. He just wasn't worth the money, in my opinion. But looking in the team, Kyle Trask is not going to be the guy moving forward. I had plans for that here. Today, and I probably already spoiled it in the title if I already did that, but whatever. Kyle Trask, Rashad White here is out of Arizona State. Okay, yeah, 24. I'm fine with that. I'll rock with him for now. Mike Evans is probably going to get traded in real life. Everyone's saying he's going to go to the Cowboys, so I am going to be trading Mike Evans today just because it's just likely to happen, apparently. They said he's going to be traded because he's a cap casualty. Chris Godwin, Russell Gage. O-line is looking pretty good, mainly on the right side. Is this Caleb Otten or Cade Otten out of Washington? He will suffice for right now. And Donovan Smith is a guy that I immediately want to release. His contract is terrible. Yeah, I'm going to save so much money by getting rid of him. He's out of here. And looking at the defense, we got, it's pretty good. Just old with Levante David, Shaq Barrett, Akeem Hicks, Sean Murphy-Bunting. Sean Murphy-Bunting isn't old, but Shaq Barrett, yeah, 30. He's going to be a cap casualty. And, yeah, the team is good. It does have youth on it with Devin White and Joe Turan. I don't know how you pronounce his last name, sorry. Anton Winfield Jr., Carlton Davis, Sean Murphy-Bunting, Jamel Dean, Keanu Neal, Mike Edwards. Too many safeties here, but Specialist looking good as well. Specialist doesn't really matter because we're not even in the season yet. But it's time to look at the 2022 retirements. Let's see what we got here for the NFC South. Julio Jones and Josh Wells both retire on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the players ready to negotiate. Let's see who we're going to have here. As we have Levante David, Jamel Dean. Levante David doesn't want to play for us. I'm going to give him team friendly just to make sure he gets his tag open. It's because I do want to tag him. Jamel Dean, 5-year deal. I think he'll accept this, and he does resign. I'm cool with that. Keem Hicks can walk. Sean Murphy-Bunting. This is pretty cheap, so I will overpay for this, and he resigns. And Logan Ryan, no. Keanu Neal, no. Mike Edwards, no. Yeah, basically letting all of our depth safeties walk. And everyone else here I just don't want, but I do want to tag Levante David, so I will keep him around for another year. Everyone else can walk, as we now have $40 million to spend in free agency. Let's move into it. After free agency, I was able to acquire C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Only player I picked up has superstar dev and had an interest with the team, so I got him on a good deal. And apart from that, let's move into the draft. In the draft, I'm picking up Anthony Richardson out of Florida. 95 throw power, 91 speed, 90 acceleration. Great arm, great athlete. A lot of people do have questions about his accuracy and his overall performance in the NFL. Young, 6'4", 232, hidden development. Skills aren't crazy, but he's a crazy athlete with a crazy good arm, and he is your newest Tampa Bay Buccaneer. And I'm trading away Mike Evans to the New England Patriots because the Cowboys did not have any cap space for a first, a second, and a fifth from the New England Patriots. And I think this is a great trade for the team because realistically speaking, he's probably going to be traded. Anthony Richardson is a 73 overall star development or better player. Chris Godwin, this guy got in the second round, 76 overall, but only normal dev, unfortunately, out of Texas A&M. Only 5'9" too. But Russell Gage and Chris Godwin is going to have to be his weapons this year, unfortunately for him. And I guess we do need to sign a left tackle, but I guess I'll just leave that to the CPU as well. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Sean Murphy-Bunting, Anton Winfield is a free safety, right? Yeah, I was making sure that he didn't auto-switch from a strong safety. And yeah, the rest of the team looks pretty solid, like what we have. Anthony Richardson, his first year. Let's see what we can do. And we are now moving into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 3-4, bottom of the division. No way Saints are going to be at the top of the division. That's not happening. Anyways, let's see what we got here as we want to scout, I guess a receiver to pair with Chris Godwin and Russell Gage because I don't really plan on re-signing Russell Gage, but we're going to see the players ready to negotiate as we have Eric Fisher. We're not going to re-sign Tristan Wirfs. Give him a player-friendly deal, even increase the bonus more, getting around $20 million a year, and he still wants more money. Anton Winfield Jr., he probably will sign with this, and he does. Good stuff. Levante David. It makes it so easy in rebuilds whenever you live in a warm weather state and you have no state income tax, so Florida teams are overpowered. Levante David, I'll do a 3-year deal. As crazy as it sounds, I'll just cut him if I don't want him. Shaq Mason, player friendly. I'll do a 3-year deal with him as well. And then Devin White, I want to keep for the rest of the rebuild, so I'll do a 5-year deal with him, and he resigns. And Everybody else here don't really have an interest in. I do want, of course, Tristan Wirfs, but I can't negotiate with him right now. So apart from that, guys, it's now time to move in to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, finishing 11-6, top of the division, comeback on the season. I'd like to see that. Stats and awards, let's see how Anthony Richardson did. He did great for a rookie. 15th best offense in the NFL and 3rd best defense. Actually did amazing for a rookie. 5,100 yards, 36 touchdowns, only 19 receptions. He's going to be the next Jameis Winston. Rashad White, 3.5 per carry is not good. Chris Godwin, 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns. Don't know who this guy is, but he had a good season. Cade Otton, 111 receptions and 1,100 yards. Defensively, Levante David, 130 tackles for a loss, 23 for Vita Vea, sacks 11 for Vita Vea, and Carlton Davis with 5 interceptions, safeties 1 for Vita Vea, 1 for Shaquille Barrett, and touchdowns 1 for Jamel Dean and 1 for Devin White. So apart from that, guys, it is now time to see if we can beat the New York Giants, who are 10-7, to move on to the divisional round, and we do not. 34-0. Damn, we got humiliated. Let's move into the offseason. Cowboys win the Super Bowl with Dak Prescott. That's something the Cowboys will never hear in their lifetime. And Jalen Hurts wins the league MVP. Ooh, looks like our wide receiver wins Rookie of the Year. I'm going to be honest. Again, I don't know who that is. Never heard of the guy in my life, but hopefully he gets star dev. And he does. Okay. Andrew? I'm not going to try to pronounce that. And Andrea out of Princeton, Ivy League looking ass. 90, okay, really fast. Okay, Andrea, I believe is how you pronounce it. Dude, of course he's Ivy League with some bougie ass name that I can't pronounce. And then Anthony Richardson only has star dev, fine with me. Defensively looking into it, it looks like Carlton Davis and Jamel Dean both get superstar dev. That's nice. And Hall also gets star dev. Logan Hall, only 24. I like that. And apart from that, guys, it's now time to move into the re-signings. In the NFC South, a bunch of Saints players retire and Ryan Suckup retires. That's fine with me. I already drafted a kicker in the previous draft. And players ready to negotiate. Let's see who we have here. As we have Tristan Wirfs is the guy that I wanted. I'm going to give him a very player-friendly deal. See if he accepts that. Really? Actually, it's cheaper to tag him. I'll just tag him. Yeah, it's fine. He's tagged. I gave very player-friendly deal, and he even had moderate interest, and he was like, nah. Anyways, let's move into free agency. Here we are after free agency, getting Christian Wilkins and Cam Akers. I made an offer on Derrick Henry, had the most money, and he had a high interest with the team, yet he went to our division rivals, the Carolina Panthers, which I was super upset about. But anyways, let's move into the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up Manny Mullins out of LSU, 6'1", 181, hidden development, 93 speed, 91 acceleration. His skills aren't crazy, but I saw B deep route and A spec catch, and I was like, that seems good enough for me, so he's going to be a good fit for Anthony Richardson. And with my other first round pick that I got from Mike Evans, Antoine Spellman, left tackle out of Missouri, and 80 jumping, 85 strength, 6'4", hidden development. F injury, but good thing injury is turned off, but A and other skills, he looks good. And in the second round, I'm picking up left guard Austin Rosenberg out of Wisconsin. Only 84 strength, but hidden development, 6'3", 305. In the third round, I'm picking up tight end Teddy Bayless out of Georgia. Hidden development, 6'3", 275. Decent skills all around. A catch in traffic, A run blocking, A trucking, and his athleticism is pretty decent. Here we are after the draft. Our two new left tackle and left guards have 73 overall. Otton is going to be benched by Bayless just because Bayless has the star development. Mullins going to move up to the third string, I would say. Hayes, Abbott I picked up in the second round. He's 74 overall. Russell Gage, how much would it take? I could cut you, but I could also trade you. What do I get if I trade you? Now pairing Russell Gage with Mike Evans in New England, trading away Russell Gage for a third and a 4 because we just have so much receiver depth now after that draft. Because I have Mullins, I have the bougie Princeton guy that I'm never going to be able to pronounce his name, Abbott, Anthony Richardson, Cam Akers, great offensive line. Bayless is going to start, of course. Defensively, this is what we got rocking here. Ooh, I got this guy in like the 4th round. He had elite strength, so I drafted him. And yeah, everybody else here looks good. The team looks great, honestly. We just need Anthony Richardson to perform and not throw 19 interceptions. Let's move to the midseason. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are once again 3-4, but this time 3rd in the division. Hopefully we can do a little bit better. Coming off a loss to the Packers, but we did score 39 points as we have a breakout challenge for Anthony Richardson. I would love to see if he does that. Don't really see that happening, though, because the AI is absolutely retarded. But let's see the players ready to negotiate. And Tristan Wirfs, again, very player-friendly deal. I don't know what more you want. He wants more money. Jesus, dude. Chris Godwin, very player-friendly deal. And he wants more money. Ryan Jensen, have a common sense, 3-year deal, and he signs. Jeez, at least offensive linemen are considerate. Carlton, other than Tristan Wirfs, obviously. Carlton Davis, I'll do a 3-year deal. I'm fine with that, and he resigns. Shaquille Barrett, man, I want trade value out of him, but I also need him for the rest of the season. I'll just let him walk. Joe just doesn't want to be here. How cheap would you be? This is not bad for an edge rusher. This is not a bad, and he still wants more money. Okay, you can walk. Have fun with that. And yeah, everybody else here just don't want. Both my edge rushers can walk because they're just being picky as hell. And scouting national focus. It looks like we're going to scout the outside linebacker position and get some edge rushers on this team because mine are being extremely picky and a pain in the ass. So apart from that, guys, it is now time to move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, finishing 7-10. Really? What's the problem? Like, is the defense just sucks? Why? Why does the defense suck? It makes no sense. Anthony Richardson, great year. 16th best offense, low pass rating, probably threw a bunch of interceptions. 28th best defense, doesn't make any sense. 4,700 yards, 41 touchdowns, 15 interceptions is still too many. Cam Akers, 18 touchdowns, 4.6 per carry, 1,100 yards, not even 250 attempts. Great season for him. Chris Godwin, 1,200 yards, 15 touchdowns. Teddy Bayless, 11 touchdowns, 1,100 yards, and 104 receptions. Princeton boy, doing pretty good in the slot. Looking at it defensively, Devin White, 131 tackles for loss, 23 for Vita Vea, sacks, 12.5 for Shaquille Barrett, 9 for Christian Wilkins, 8.5 for Vita Vea, interceptions, 4 for Jamel Dean, a handful of others. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns, is 1 for Sean Murphy-Bunting. I don't know how this team is so bad. And actually, I think it's just because of the scheme. And matter of fact, I'm going to change it into a 4-3. Because it is absolutely retarded in Madden how 4-3 is just an unbelievably base 4-3 specifically, not base 4-3, 4-3 under is specifically amazing. And also, I just saw that our new receiver has Superstar X Factor and Bayless has X Factor. What a draft, dude. But yeah, I'm gonna be switching into this 4-3 because I am not gonna be able to handle this. And outside linebackers, I guess we'll scout some zone coverage outside linebackers, but let's move into the offseason. Jets blow out the Bears in the Super Bowl, and the Jets' new QB, Carlos Big B, wins the Super Bowl MVP. And Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP. There are no awards here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I can already tell you this team is going to be crazy now that I'm looking at it because our new superstar X Factor Mullins and Bayless, dude, what absolute domination of picks. What great picks we got there. Cam Akers, I feel like I really should give him superstar after the season he just had. 18 touchdowns, averaging over a touchdown a game, 4.6 per carry, and not even 250 attempts. But I'm not going to give it to him because I know people will be upset. Our offensive lineman got star dev. I'm fine with that as long as it's star. It's fine. And Levante David's regressing very hard. I might just cut his contract. Yeah, probably going to do that. And apart from that, guys, we need to re-sign some players, so let's move into it. In the NFC South, Ryan Jensen retires. Damn, dude. Bobby Wagner retires with the Falcons. He seems to always sign with the Falcons in simulation. But Ryan Jensen retiring is not good. Tristan Wirfs has higher interest now, so will you please finally accept the very player-friendly deal that I've always been offering you? Finally, I probably could have got him for less. Chris Godwin, very player-friendly deal. I need you back on the team as well. Let's increase the bonus to over 10 a year. And thank you. You re-sign. Shaq Barrett, Joe can walk. And everybody else can walk as well. Don't have an interest in them. As we have $80 million to spend, let's hit free agency. Here we are after free agency. We got Trey Smith. I moved him from right guard to center. Jamin Davis and Odafe Away. Odafe Away is more of an edge rusher, but he's still going to play a left outside linebacker for us. Let's move into the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up defensive tackle Jamal Callahan out of Ohio State. 95 strength, but only normal dev. That's unfortunate, but he seems like he's still going to be high overall. In the second round, I'm picking up a middle linebacker, Rashawn Sharp out of NC State. Hidden development, 68 strength is not good, but 89 speed and 5'11", 233. Here we are after the draft. This is the team that we got. It has a lot of potential with the new tight end and the new wide receiver, Trey Smith at center, and of course, Princeton boy out here. Defensively, our defensive tackle is a 77 overall. It just doesn't have a development, which is just unfortunate. Sharp is a 70 overall. Levante David, I said it before that I will cut him if he becomes a cap casualty. Takes too much to cut him, so I'll put him on the trade block just in case anyone wants him. And defensively, we are still looking pretty good. And man, we really don't need anything else other than Anthony Richardson just to perform. But I did adjust the scheme so that way we do actually make the playoffs. But it's now time to move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are going 5-2, top of the division above the 5-2 Panthers, who have my rival Derrick Henry, who I wanted to sign. But let's see the scouting national focus. What do we need? Really nothing. More depth at DB. Sure, not safety. I would said DB. And yeah, we're just going to keep going with that because I really don't need nothing else on this team other than Anthony Richardson to actually, develop. But trade offers for Levante David. Let's see what we're going to have as we have absolute shit. Caleb Farley actually is not bad. Levante David. Yeah, I'm taking Caleb Farley. I'll take Caleb Farley for Levante David straight up. And I guess I'm going to keep my scouting national focus to DB. I don't really care that much. And Rachaad White can walk if he doesn't want to be here. You can walk if you don't want to be here. Cade Otton. He'll be good depth. Yeah, this is a cheap contract. I'm fine with that. He'll be good depth, especially a second string tight end. Logan Hall, I'll give him player friendly. I'm fine with this, and he resigns. And everybody else here, I do not have an interest in. But we do have Caleb Farley, so I do want to look into my roster another time and see what else we have for depth. If my game will load, okay, I guess I just canceled out what I was asking it to do. But Anthony Richardson, a bot, we got all that. And defensively, Caleb Farley has superstar dev. Oh yeah, that was an easy W trade. Complete W trade. Specialist, Sharp White, Jermaine Davis. Yeah, we're all good. I like everything that we got. Apart from that, guys, it is now time to move into the playoffs. Anthony Richardson, 4,800 yards, 32 touchdowns, 10 interceptions only. Cam Akers, 13 touchdowns, 4.4 per carry, almost 1,200 yards. Princeton boy, doing good. Chris Godwin, 13 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. Manny Mullins isn't doing great because he's probably not in the slot, which I need to put him in, so we need to remove Princeton boy. Devin White, 129 tackles for a loss, 16 for Vita Vea, 14.5 sacks for Vita Vea. Odafe away, 14.5 sacks as well. Christian Wilkins with 10 sacks, so great season there. And interceptions, 4 for Devin White. Safeties on the team is 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So, anyways, it's now time to move in to see if we can beat the future team in the divisional round. Terrible wording there, but you know what I mean. 9-8 Minnesota Vikings. Can we beat them to move on to the conference championship? And if we do, what do we got here? We do not. 28-25. Let's move into the fourth and final season. Cowboys win another Super Bowl, but their defensive back Darren Bland, I don't know who that is, wins the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP. There are no awards here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's crazy that we haven't even made it past the divisional round yet. I don't even think Anthony Richardson has won a playoff game yet. But offensively, we have no upgrades. And defensively, we have Sharp is a star development, but we have no upgrades. Unfortunate. Well, actually, matter of fact, I'm going to go back there. I'm going to give Odafe away superstar dev. He had 14.5 sacks in a season. He should at least get superstar dev for that. Being star dev is one thing, but superstar, come on, dude. 14.5 sacks in a season. Shaquille Barrett had 12.5 sacks with us, and he still had superstar dev. So, Odafe away, get superstar dev. If you don't like it, cry in the comments. I don't care. And we're going to move into the re-signings. In the NFC South, nobody retires, which is fine with me. And we are going to look into the players ready to negotiate, and then we'll hop into free agency. We have $45 million right now. Rachaad White wants to come back. He'll be good depth. I'll re-sign him then. He re-signs. And then Jake Camarda, I just don't really need. It's fine. But we do have $43 million. Sure, if Jake Camarda wants to stay, you can have a contract, bud. Oh, I guess free agency works for you instead. Never mind. Picky bitch. Anyways, let's move to free agency. So I saw Aiden Hutchinson had a chance to be on our team, and I was like, yeah, no way I'm going to let this pass up. Gave him a very player-friendly deal. He's 6'7". Damn. Did not know that. 264 pounds, and apart from that, let's move into the draft. In the first round, yes, I'm picking up another defensive tackle, 92 strength, hidden development, 6'1", 309. I like him. He's got a lot of good skills here. A tackle, A power moves, B play rec, and B finesse moves. He's pretty good. This is the team going into the fourth and final season. I want Mullins in the slot. I guess he's not going to be there. So Princeton boy is going back in the slot. But a away, like all of our specialists defensively. Hankins has 77 overall. He's pretty good. Team's great. It's literally just up to it's up to Anthony Richardson to not throw interceptions and actually lead in the playoffs. So let's move in to the playoffs for the fourth and final season. Here we are in the playoffs once again, going 14-3 with the first round bye. Anthony Richardson, I swear to God, if you screw this up for me. Anthony Richardson did great. Pass rating 18th, though, so will he be an MVP? No, he will be 6th for league MVP. 6th best offense in the NFL as well. And defensively, we are 10th, okay? Anthony Richardson, almost 5,300 yards, 49 touchdowns. Dude, if you didn't throw 19 interceptions, this wouldn't be a problem. Cam Akers, 13 touchdowns, 4.2 per carry, 1,000 yards. Chris Godwin, 110 receptions, 1,600 yards, 22 touchdowns, crazy season. Teddy Bayless, 5 touchdowns, 1,100 yards, 112 receptions. Defensively, Devin White, 125 tackles for a loss, 15 for Christian Wilkins, sacks, 17 for Aiden Hutchinson, 10 for Vita Vea, 9 for Christian Wilkins, and 8 for Odafe Away. 4 interceptions for Jamel Dean, safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. So, anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to see who we're going to be playing in the divisional round. And I swear to God, if Anthony Richardson throws another 3 picks in this and screws us, out of the 8 and 9 Carolina Panthers with Derrick Henry and Jalen Hurts, I'm going to be upset if we lose to Jalen Hurts and Derrick Henry on the Panthers, who are 8 and 9. Okay, 24-20. Here to face the 11-6 Dallas Cowgirls. So let's move into the conference championship to prevent them from going to the 3rd Super Bowl, as they have Devontae Smith. Here we are at Tampa Bay, as it is a 7-0 start for us, and they almost scored, but now they cap it off 3-7 here and a 3-14. Nice 2-score lead, 3-score lead. Good stuff, boys. Let's make it a 4-score lead. 4-score lead, 28-3. Matt Ryan shaking in his boots right now, and 10-35. Game's over. 17-35 as we are now moving on to the Super Bowl. And man, this is a successful rebuild. Let's move into it. Here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face the 12-5 Jacksonville Jaguars, but let's see any of the roster upgrades that we have. Offensively, Chris Godwin gets Superstar X Factor, that's no surprise. Defensively, Hankins still hasn't even revealed his DAV yet because CPU auto-adjusted our team, of course, and defensively, we look the exact same. So anyways, let's see if we can cap off this rebuild with a Super Bowl win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here we are in Miami for the Super Bowl, so we didn't really have to travel that far, but neither did Jacksonville. It's the Florida Super Bowl, man. The Florida Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Florida Jacksonville Jaguars playing in Miami. 3-24 currently, 3-31. Yeah, it's not really much of a Florida Super Bowl, as we have the Everglades beating the living shit out of the Northerners in Florida. Panhandle can't even handle it. 6-45, humiliation in the Super Bowl, and that will do it. As 5 touchdowns for Anthony Richardson. Where were you all the years before? But I guess it's a good time to show up, as that is going to be it for this rebuild. I thank you guys all for watching. Let me know which team you'd like me to rebuild next, as that was actually pretty fun now that Anthony Richardson has finally broken out and stopped his interception problem, even though he threw 19 interceptions in this current season. But he won the Super Bowl, and that is what matters, and he's definitely going to win the Super Bowl MVP. Let's see it. And he does, and there are no other awards here for the Buccaneers. My bad, bless me. And anyways, guys, apart from that, once again, I thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.